Hi everyone, this is Chandan and welcome to Chandan Logics. Let us look at the next one. The sum of 6 consecutive even numbers is 426. What is the largest number? Now even this question is also similar to previous questions, but what happened is in this question it was not mentioned as average, it is mentioned as sum. This is really important. Many of the guys gets confused here. This is not average, this is a sum. So look here, 6 numbers sum is how much? Sum is 426. If sum is 426, what is the average? Average is nothing but 71, yes or no? If sum is 426, average is nothing but 71. Now what the question is saying? Question is asking about the largest number. Look here, the question is about largest number. In this question, it is saying like 6 consecutive even numbers. 6 numbers, how many gaps? For 6 numbers, gaps is like 5 gaps. Yes or no? As you have seen here, this is even number. As it is even number, whenever you have even number or odd number, I told like directly add number of gaps. As I have told you, directly add number of gaps. As you have 5 gaps, if you need highest number, do plus 5. If you need smallest number, then do minus 5. That's it. 71 plus 5, we can say that answer is going to be 76, which is option 2. Okay, very simple, but the only thing you need to observe here carefully is like the question is saying sum, it's not average. As it is sum, 6 numbers sum is 426 means average is going to be 71. If average is 71, the question is asking you to find the highest number. The question is about highest number means as you have 6 consecutive even numbers, for 6 numbers gaps will be 5 gaps. As it is 5 gaps, as it is even number, then directly add plus 5. If it is like smallest number, then you will do minus 5. Okay, just directly add this number of gaps, nothing more than that. Next question. A, B, C and D are 4 consecutive even numbers respectively and their average is 65. What is the product of A and D? We are asked you to find the product of A and D. Look here, A, B, C, D are how many? 4 consecutive numbers. Look here, 1, 2, 3, 4. For these 4 consecutive numbers, average is how much it seems? Average is 65. Now average 65 means exact middle term. So exact middle term means it should be exactly between the second and third one. Exactly middle one. Okay. Now this is nothing but how much? Average 65. So exact middle term is going to be 65. Now what is your question? Your question is nothing but what is the product of highest number and lowest number? Now if this is 65, the question is saying like consecutive even numbers. As the question is saying consecutive even numbers, if this is 65, this is going to be 66, this is going to be 68 and this is going to be 64 and this is going to be 62. So highest number is 68 and lowest number is 62. We are asked to find the product. Now look here, now already I have told you how to multiply these type of numbers. Whenever you have sum of numbers, sum of units places, sum of units places 10 and the digits before units place are same, then already I have told you technique how to multiply. 6 next number is what? 7. 6 7 times is 42. Next last digits, this is 8, this is 2. 8 into 2 is how much? 16. So answer is like 4216. Okay. So 4216 is which option? 4216. That is like option 2. Just what you need to do is like you need to find what is the highest number, you need to find what is the lowest number. The product of A and D. D is highest number, A is lowest number. So 62 into 68. 62 into 68, answer is nothing but 4216. Very simple question. Let us look at the next one. The next question is average of 6 consecutive odd numbers P, Q, R, S, T and U respectively in increasing order is 80. Now average of how many numbers we have? 6 numbers. For 6 numbers average is nothing but 80. What they are asking? Product of P and U. Now P means how much? P means this is the smallest number. Similarly U is nothing but highest number. Now look here, either you can write it as 80 as it is odd numbers, you can go on writing them saying like 81, 83, 85, you can go on writing. But if you think that it is going to waste your time, you will not do that. What you can do is like you can use the concept whatever we have discussed earlier. Now look here, as this is 6 consecutive numbers. For 6 numbers, how many gaps you'll have? You'll have 5 gaps. For 6 numbers, you'll have 5 gaps. As it is odd number, I told you, whenever you have odd number or even number, directly add number of gaps. Directly add number of gaps. That is what I have told. As it is 5 gaps, now this is going to be plus 5. Yes or no? Directly add the number of gaps. If you need the smallest number, then you need to do minus 5. This is very, very important point. Whenever you have consecutive even numbers or consecutive odd numbers, then what it is like, number of gaps will be 1 less than number of numbers. If you need to know highest number, directly do plus number of gaps, how many are there. Now I have 5 gaps, directly 80 plus 5, 85. Now this is going to be my highest number. Similarly, 80 minus 5, this is 75. This is going to be my smallest number. Now what is the question? The question is like, multiply these two numbers. It is product of PU. PU means P is 75 and what is U? U is like 85. We are asked you to find what is the product of these numbers. Now look here, if you need to multiply these numbers, if you are good in multiplication, you can multiply the numbers, or else what you can do, you just check last digit. If you check the last digit, 5 into 5, that is nothing but 25. So last digit should be 5. Last digit should be 5 means here you have last digit 5, here you have last digit 5, here you have last digit 5, here you have 6. So this is going to be a wrong answer. Now either this can be your answer, either this can be your answer, either this can be your answer. And if you observe here, all the options are like pretty close. As they're like pretty close, you can't approximate it. That is the reason what I'm trying is like, I'm trying to do a digital sum. So apply digital sum. What is 7 plus 5? 7 plus 5 is nothing but 12. 12 means 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is nothing but 3. Similarly, 8 plus 5. 8 plus 5 is nothing but 13. 13 means 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3 is like 4. As it is multiplication, multiply. 3 into 4 is nothing but 12. 12 means 1 plus 2, 3. Now quotient digital sum is 3. If quotient digital sum is 3, option digital sum also should be 3. That is what we have learned in digital sum. Look here, option digital sum 3. 4 plus 5 is 9. Keep it aside. Next, 6 plus 7. What is 6 plus 7? 6 plus 7 is nothing but 13. 13 means 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3, 4. Now this is wrong answer. Okay. Next, similarly, 6 plus 3 is 9. Keep it aside. 7 plus 5. What is 7 plus 5? 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 means 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2, 3. My digital sum for question is 3. Answer is also 3. So this is going to be your answer. Look at this one. If you look at this one, what happened? 5 plus 5 is a 10. 10 plus 7 is 17. 17 plus 6. When you do 17 plus 6, it is going to be 23. 23 means 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. Now digital sum for this is 5. So only option 2 is going to satisfy. So we can directly mark answer as 6375. Either you can calculate this or you can apply digital sum. Okay. Very, very simple question. Just use the concept of gaps. If you use the concept of gaps, then you can find highest number and you can find lowest number. And if you want previous question also, you can do in the same way. You not do all this calculation. This is how I have told you. Or else you can use the concept of gaps. Now what is average? Average is 65. Yes or no? If average is 65, how many numbers are there? 4 numbers are there. 4 numbers means how many gaps you'll have? You'll have 3 gaps. Yes or no? Now the question is about even numbers. I told you, if you have even numbers or odd numbers, directly add number of gaps. That is what I have told you. As you have 3 gaps, if you need to find highest number, then plus 3. If you need to find lowest number, then minus 3. That's it. So 65 plus 3, highest number is 68. Lowest number, 65 minus 3, it is nothing but 62. Look here, lowest number is 62 and highest number is 68. So same as whatever we have calculated earlier. So if you don't want to do all this calculation and if you want to use the concept of gaps, then what you need to do, just you know that average is nothing but 65. As you have 4 numbers, number of gaps will be 3 gaps, and as it is even numbered or odd number, what I told you is like directly add the number of gaps to get the highest number or subtract the number of gaps to get the lowest number. Okay. Let us look at the next one.
SSC జీడీకి సంబంధించి 39,480 ప్లస్ వేకెన్సీస్ తో నోటిఫికేషన్ పడింది. దీనికి సంబంధించిన కోర్స్ మనం లాంచ్ చేశాము. దీంట్లో కంప్లీట్ గా తెలుగు మీడియం ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం క్లాస్ అన్ని కూడా అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. అలానే ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు ఆర్ఆర్బీ ఎన్టీపీసీ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారో వాళ్ళ కోసం CBT 1 CBT 2 రెండు కలిపి మనం స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ లాంచ్ చేయడం జరిగింది. కంప్లీట్ కోర్స్ అనమాట. మీ కంప్లీట్ కోర్స్ 2,250 రూపాయలకి ఆఫర్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది. దీంట్లో మొత్తం క్లాస్ అన్ని కూడా ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం తెలుగు మీడియం రెండు మీడియంలో కూడా క్లాస్ ఉంటాయి. అలానే ఎస్ఎస్సి ఎంటీఎస్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు ప్రిపేర్ అవబోతున్నారో 10th క్లాస్ ఎలిజిబిలిటీతో వాళ్ళందరికీ కూడా మనకు సంబంధించిన స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ మన దగ్గర ఉంది. దీనికి మొత్తం సిలబస్ మొత్తం అంతా మనం కవర్ చేస్తూ ఈ కోర్సు 2250 రూపాయలకి ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం, తెలుగు మీడియం 2 మీడియంలో కూడా క్లాస్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంటుంది. అలానే ఎస్ఎస్సి స్టెనోగ్రాఫర్ సంబంధించిన స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ మన దగ్గర ఉంది. కంప్లీట్ సిలబస్ మొత్తం అంతా కవర్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. ఇది కూడా మీకు 2250 రూపీస్కి ఆఫర్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది. అలానే ఎస్ఎస్సి సిజిఎల్ టైర్ 1, టైర్ 2కి సంబంధించి ఆల్రెడీ టైర్ 1కి చాలా మంది విద్యార్థులు ఆల్రెడీ కోచింగ్ తీసుకున్నారు, ఎగ్జామినేషన్ రాస్తున్నారు. ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు టైర్ 2కి ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వాలనుకున్నారో వాళ్ళ కోసం కూడా స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ అనమాట. ఈ టైర్ 2 స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ అనేది 2250 రూపీస్కి ఆఫర్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. అలానే ఆర్ఆర్బీ జేఈకి సంబంధించి ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు ప్రిపేర్ అవబోతున్నారో వాళ్ళ కోసం కూడా స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ ఉంది. ఈ స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ మనకి సిబిటి 1కి సంబంధించిన సిలబస్ మొత్తం అంతా కవర్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. 2250 రూపీస్కి ఆఫర్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది. అలానే రైల్వేకి సంబంధించి మీకు అన్ని ఎగ్జామ్స్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ స్పెషల్ బ్యాచెస్, అలానే రైల్వే ఏఎల్పీ టెక్నీషియన్ బ్యాచెస్ ఉన్నాయి. బ్యాంక్ ఎస్ఎస్సి రైల్వే కామో ప్యాక్ మన దగ్గర అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది. నెక్స్ట్ అలానే మనకి బ్యాంక్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ఎవరైతే ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారో బ్యాంక్ మహాప్యాక్, అలానే బ్యాంక్ సంబంధించి ఐబీపీఎస్ పిఓ స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ ఉంది. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మన దగ్గర ఉన్నాయి.
Next question is, the sum of 7 consecutive numbers is 567. What will be the sum of next set of 7 consecutive numbers? Now look here, even this pattern of questions also comes in examination. These are like very simple. I will explain you first in a normal way and then I will explain you to solve the same question in a smart way. Look here, sum of 7 consecutive numbers is how much? 567. What they are asking, what will be the sum of next set of 7 consecutive numbers? Let us calculate. Now if you look here, 567 is nothing but sum of 7 consecutive numbers. If sum is 567, what is average? Average is nothing but 81. Average is nothing but 81. Yes or no? Now as the question is saying, how many numbers are there? 7 numbers are there. Observe here carefully. 7 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes or no? 7 numbers. For these 7 numbers, what is the average? Average is nothing but 81. Now what they are asking is next 7 numbers. Next 7 numbers means these are like next 7 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For these next 7 numbers, what is the sum? This was the question. Yes or no? If I need to calculate this, look here. If I need to calculate this, observe here. If this is 81, the question is like 7 consecutive numbers. As the question is 7 consecutive numbers, if this is 81, it is going to be 82, this is 83, this is 84, this is 85, this is 86, this is 87, this is 88, this is 89, this is 90 and this is 91. As they are asking you to find the sum, as they are asking you to find the sum, you can add all these numbers. That is 85 plus 86 plus 87 plus 88 plus 89 plus 90 plus 91. If you add all these numbers, you will get the answer. Or else you can calculate them in this way also. For all these numbers, average is how much? Average is 88. As average is 88, if you need to calculate the sum, sum is nothing but 88 into number of numbers are how many? Number of numbers are 7. So multiply it with sum. 7. Why? Because average is 88. Number of numbers are 7. So directly multiply with 7. What happened? 80 into 7 is 560. So 560 plus 56. So 560 plus 56, it is nothing but 616. So we can say that answer for this question is nothing but 616, which is like option 4. Okay? Very, very simple question. But examination point of view, you can't do all this calculation. Why? Because if you're going to do all this calculation, then what happened is you will be end up with lot of time waste. Yes or no? So this is reason how to solve this question in a smart way. Look here, observe here carefully. If you observe here carefully, just observe here carefully, this is 81. As there are like 7 consecutive numbers, if this is 81, it is going to be 80. And similarly, this is going to be 79, this is going to be 78. If you observe here carefully, just observe here carefully once, what is the difference between 78 and 85? 78 and 85 difference is 7. Yes or no? Similarly, 79, 86 difference is 7. Similarly, if you look here, difference is 7. Similarly, if you look here, difference is 7. Similarly, if you observe here, difference is 7. Here also difference 7. Here also difference 7. Yes or no? Now if you observe here, the difference between first 7 consecutive odd numbers and next 7 consecutive odd numbers. First 7 consecutive odd numbers, next 7 consecutive odd numbers, difference how much means 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. So how many 7s are there? Total 7 7s are there. 7 7s means, can I say it as 49? Yes or no? 49. So I can directly say it as, in this sum is 567. For this, if I add 49, for this 567, if I add 49, 7 plus 9 is nothing but 16. So 1 carry, 56 plus 4 is 60, 60 plus 1 is 61. So answer is 616. So instead of all this calculation, you can directly add 49. Now many of the students get it out. How to add this 49? Adding this 49 is like very simple. Just observe here carefully. As you have 7 numbers, then 7 square is 49. 7 square is 49. If you have 5 numbers, 5 square. If you have 6 numbers, 6 square. If you have 3 numbers, 3 square. That's it. Nothing more than that. If you want the proof, you can observe here. I will show you one more example. Let us example, I have 3 numbers. Let us say 3 numbers. 1, 2, 3. These are like 3 consecutive numbers. Next 3 numbers will be 4, 5, 6. Yes or no? Now let us say this 3 number sum is something, this 3 number sum is something. I need to find what is the difference between these two. That's it. Okay. Now observe here carefully. If you observe here, what is the difference here? Difference is 3. What is the difference here? Difference is 3. What is the difference here? Difference is 3. So how many 3's are there here? 3 3's are there. 3 3's how much? 9. So I can say that for these two numbers, difference is 9. And I can say this 9 is nothing but 3 square. Yes or no? This 9 is nothing but 3 square. As I have 3 numbers, it is 3 square. If I take 7 numbers, it is going to be 7 square. If I take 5 numbers, it is going to be 5 square. If I take 6 numbers, it is going to be 6 square. Pretty easy, pretty easy. Okay. So that is the reason you not do all this calculation. Instead of doing all this calculation, what you can directly do is like, whenever the question is like, sum of 7 consecutive numbers is given, and if they ask you to find the sum of next immediate 7 consecutive numbers, then what you need to do is like simply 567 plus, as it is 7 consecutive numbers, then 7 square. 7 square is 49. When you add this, it is going to be 616. Okay, this will be the answer. So very simple. Whenever they ask you like 7 consecutive numbers is given and 7 consecutive next 7 consecutive numbers sum is asked, or 8 8 9 9 10 10 11 11, if it is in the same way, then what you can do is like directly square it and add it. Okay, if this is 567, next 7 consecutive number sum will be plus 49 extra. So 567 plus 49, answer is going to be 616. Let us say one more example. If I say the question in this way, the sum of 6 consecutive numbers is 531. Sum of 6 consecutive numbers is 531. What is the sum of sum of 6 consecutive numbers is 531. What is the sum of next 6 consecutive numbers? Then simply what you will do? Square of this number. Square of this number is 36. Directly add it. So 531 plus 36. Answer is nothing but 567. That's it. You will not do anything more than that. Very simple and easy question. Okay. Let us example if the question is in this way. Sum of 8 consecutive numbers. Sum of 8 consecutive numbers is 720. Sum of 8 consecutive numbers is 720. What is the sum of next 8 consecutive numbers? What is the sum of next 8 consecutive numbers means? As it is 8, you need to do 8 square. 8 square is how much? 64. So answer is nothing but 784. So whenever you have questions in this way, you can directly square it. If you directly square it, then you are going to get the answer much faster. Don't do all the calculation. Okay. Let us look at the next one. Next question is, the sum of 5 consecutive odd numbers. Look here, this is very important. Now in this it is odd numbers. In the previous question it is just consecutive numbers. Now this is odd numbers. Sum of 5 consecutive odd numbers is 575. What will be the sum of next set of 5 consecutive odd numbers? Now this is really important. Now just you need to remember one point, observe here carefully. In the previous question, those are like sum of consecutive numbers. Now in this question, sum of consecutive odd numbers. Whenever the question is like sum of consecutive odd numbers or sum of consecutive even numbers, observe here carefully. Let us example first 5 consecutive odd numbers. First 5 consecutive odd numbers are like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. These are like first 5 consecutive odd numbers. Next 5 consecutive odd numbers. Next 5 consecutive odd numbers are like 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. Yes or no? Next 5 consecutive odd numbers is nothing but 21, 23, 25, 27, 29. Yes or no? So if you go on writing, you will come to know. If you observe here carefully, what is difference between 1, 11? Difference between 1, 11 is 10. 3, 13, difference is 10. 5, 15, difference is 10. 7, 17, difference is 10. 9, 19, difference is 10. Similarly, 11, 21, difference is 10. 13, 23, difference is 10. 15, 25, difference is 10. 17, 27, difference is 10. 19, 29, difference is 10. So if you observe here carefully, look here once. These are first 5 consecutive odd numbers. These are next 5 consecutive odd numbers. If you observe the difference between these two, look here, what is the difference? This is 10, this is 10, this is 10, this is 10, this is 10. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. How many tens are there? 5 tens are there. So 5 tens means it is going to be 50. Yes or no? Similarly, difference between these 5 consecutive odd numbers and next set of 5 consecutive odd numbers is also 50. Yes or no? Is also 50. Why? Because 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, it's 50. So what we can simply say is like the difference between first 5 consecutive odd numbers and next 5 consecutive odd numbers, difference is 50. Similarly, the difference between first 5 consecutive odd numbers, I will say one more time. Difference between first 5 consecutive odd numbers and next 5 consecutive odd numbers is always 50. Yes or no? Now, sometimes what happens is, if I ask you a question, what is the difference between first 6 consecutive odd numbers and next 6 consecutive odd numbers? Then what many of the guys will say is like, they will say it as 60, which is wrong answer. Yes, it's not 60. For this, sum of first 5 consecutive odd numbers and the sum of next 5 consecutive odd numbers, difference is 50. But if I ask for 6 numbers, it is not 60. I will say you the actual concept, then you will come to know what is going to happen. Okay, I will say the concept, observe it carefully. Now already in the previous example I have told you, if I take first 5 numbers means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next 5 numbers 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you observe here, difference is how much? 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Difference is 5, 5, 5. So how many such 5s are there? How many such 5s are there means 5 5s, which is 25. Which means difference between first 5 numbers and next 5 numbers is nothing but 25. Yes or no? 25. Now what I have told, whenever you have questions in this way, if they ask you first 5 numbers sum, first 5 numbers sum is 235. What is the sum of next 5 numbers? What is the sum of next 5 numbers means? I told you to do square. So 5 means 5 square. 5 square is nothing but 25. So I can say answer is 260. When the question is like sum of 5 consecutive numbers, but in this question it is 5 consecutive odd numbers. Whenever it is odd numbers or even numbers, you need to remember one point. That is, for every odd number, you will have a difference of 2, 2, 2. Yes or no? 1, 3, difference is 2. 3, 5, difference is 2. 5, 7, difference is 2. 7, 9, difference is 2. As you are going to have a difference of 2, 2, 2, 2, then what you need to do is like, you need to double it, double. You need to double means what? Now look here, as this is 5 consecutive numbers, 5 square is 25. But this is odd number. As this is odd number, you need to double it, double. So double is nothing but 25 into 2, 50. So what you can do is like now, instead of calculating the whole sum, you will directly add 50 for this. If you add directly 50, now this is going to be 575 plus 50. So 575 plus 50, it is going to be 625. So answer for this question is going to be 625. Very, very simple. Whenever you have question in this way, you not calculate all the question. If you calculate all the question, it will consume us lot of time. So instead of calculating all the question, whatever the concept we have used earlier, the same concept we are going to use. Okay, same concept. Previous one is like sum of consecutive numbers. Then what I have done, directly I have taken square and I have added it. But in this question, it is like sum of 5 consecutive odd numbers, and they are asking you to find next set of 5 consecutive odd numbers. Then what you need to do, simply, as it is odd numbers, for one odd number and the other odd number, you will have a difference of 2. Similarly, if it is even number also, you will have a difference of 2. That is the reason you need to square it and you need to double. So that is the reason 5 square is 25, and 25 double is like 50. So that is the reason 575 plus 50, answer is nothing but 625. Okay, so this is how you can solve whenever you have questions in this way. You not do all this calculation. If you need to do it in a normal way, how do you calculate in a normal way? If you need to do it in a normal way, sum is 575. If sum is 575, what is average? Average is nothing but 575 divided by 5. So 575 divided by 5 means how many times? 5 one time, this will be 5, and 5 15 times. 5 15 times, it is going to be 75. Okay, now average is nothing but 115. If average is 115, your question is to say next 5 consecutive odd numbers sum. Very simple. Look here, 1 2 3 4 5. Now for first 5 consecutive odd numbers, average is 115. Then for next 5 consecutive odd numbers, it is going to be 10 extra. 115 plus 10, that is 125. Yes or no? Why? Because here to here you will have a difference of 5. But as these are odd numbers, it is into 2. So 5 into 2, 10 extra. 115 plus 10, this is 125. Now as average is 125, if you need to calculate sum, now 125 into 5, so answer is going to be 625, which is same as whatever the answer we got earlier. So instead of doing all this calculation, simply what you need to do is like whenever you have questions in this way, that is like odd numbers or even numbers, and then they are asking you to calculate, then what you need is like simply you need to square it and then you need to double it. As you have 5 consecutive odd numbers, then what you will do, 5 square is 25, and as it is odd number, you need to double it. 25 double is 50. Directly added 575 plus 50, answer will be 625. So let us example if the question is in this way. Let us look at one more question. Let us example the sum of 6 consecutive even numbers. Sum of 6 consecutive even numbers. Sum of 6 consecutive even numbers is 720. Sum of 6 consecutive numbers is 720. What is the sum of next 6 consecutive even numbers? If I ask you what is the answer for this question, simply what you need to do, 6 consecutive even number sum is 720, and if I ask you to find what is the sum of next 6 consecutive even numbers, then 6 square. What is 6 square? 6 square is 36, and you need to double it. 36 double is nothing but 72. Directly add it. When you add it, so answer is nothing but 792. This is going to be an answer. Okay, very simple. Whenever you have questions in this way, directly square it and double it. So 6 square is 36 and 36 double is 72. So directly add 72. 720 plus 72, answer is nothing but 792. Let us look at the next one. Next question, sum of 6 consecutive multiples of 4 is 300. Sum of 6 consecutive multiples of 4 is 300. Then find the sum of next 6 consecutive multiples of 4. Now look here, these are like not even numbers or odd numbers, it is multiples of 4 it seems. The concept is going to be the same, so stick to the concept. Now initially I have said you examples regarding consecutive numbers. Next I have told you consecutive odd numbers or consecutive even numbers. Now this is like consecutive numbers but multiples of 4 it seems. Okay, you not worry about that, no worries. Now what is saying, 6 consecutive multiples of 4, sum is how much? Sum is 300. What they're asking means next 6 consecutive numbers. Next 6 consecutive numbers which are multiples of 4. Next 6 consecutive numbers which are multiples of 4. What I have told you, as it is 6 numbers, square it 6 square. What is 6 square? 6 square is nothing but 36. And they have told you one more thing, that is multiple of 4 also. As I have told you multiple of 4, multiply this with 4. So 36 into 4. Now it is nothing but 144. Now add it. If you add 144 directly, so answer is nothing but 444. Which is like which option? That is option 4. Very simple. In the previous question, it is like even number, odd number. That is the reason I am squaring it and I am doubling it. Double the meaning is like multiplying it with 2. Why? Because in the previous it is odd number, even number. For one odd number, another odd number, you will have a difference of 2. For one even number and another even number, you will have a difference of 2. That is reasoning multiplying with 2. But in this, it is like multiple of 4. As it is multiple of 4, just multiplied with 4. Now, how you got this 144? 144 is nothing but 6 square into 4. Okay. Now, as it is 6 consecutive numbers, 6 square. And it should be a multiple of 4, so multiplied with 4. 6 square into 4, that is 144. If previous 6 number sum is 300, next 6 number sum will be 300 plus 144. Answer is nothing but 444. Very beautiful concept. So whenever you have you come across these type of questions, you not do anything, just follow the concept whatever I have told you. If it is consecutive numbers, just square it and add it. If it is consecutive even numbers or consecutive odd numbers, just square it and double it and add it. And if it is like question in this way, it is like 6 consecutive numbers, and if it is a multiple of 4 or multiple of 3 or multiple of 7, whatever it may be, as it is 6 consecutive numbers, 6 square, you will calculate it. If they say you multiple of 4, multiply it with 4. If they say you multiple of 3, multiply it with 3. If they say you multiple of 7, multiply it with 7 and then add it. Then you are going to get the answer. Okay. Let us look at the next one. The sum of 8 consecutive even numbers of set A is 360. What is the sum of different set of 5 consecutive even numbers whose lowest number is 20 less than average of set A? Now this is also good question. Reading and understanding the question is really important. Okay. Once if you are going to read the question and understand the question, whatever the question it may be, you are going to get the solution. So understanding the question is really important whenever you are appearing for competitive examinations. Okay. It is said that sum of 8 consecutive even numbers of set A is 360. Look here, for 8 numbers, sum is how much? Sum is 360. If sum is 360, then average, what is average? Average is nothing but 360 by 8. Now 8 40 times, it is going to be 320. Then you are left with how much for? You are left with 40 more. 8 5 times is going to be 40, which means 360 gets cancelled here. How many times? 45 times. Okay. Which means average of 8 consecutive even numbers is 45. Now what they are saying, what is the sum of a different set of 5 consecutive numbers whose lowest number is 20 less than the average of set A. Now look here, set A average is how much? Set A average is how much? 45. If set A average is 45, it is saying that what is the sum of different set of 5 consecutive numbers whose lowest number is 20 less than the average of set A. Let us example, we have next set, that is like next set of 5 numbers. Next set of 5 numbers, it is said that in this lowest number is 20 less than average of set A. Set A average is 45. Now this 5 numbers lowest number is 20 less than the average. 20 less than average means 45 minus 20, it is going to be 25. Now if this is 25, what they are asking, what is the sum of different set of 5 consecutive numbers? For these 5 numbers, we are asked to find what is the sum. Just simple, calculate this. If this is 25, this is going to be 26, this is going to be 27, this is going to be 28, and this is going to be 29. But what they're asking? They're asking to calculate sum. As it is sum, for this numbers average is 27. As average is 27, your question is to calculate sum. Here you have 5 numbers, so multiply it with 5. If you multiply it with 5, this is going to be 100 plus 35, which is going to be 135. So sum of next 5 numbers is going to be 135. Very, very simple question, but reading and understanding the question is really important. I am going to explain it one more time. Just observe here carefully. What question is said is like, there are like 8 numbers. For these 8 numbers of set A, sum is 360. If sum is 360, average is going to be 45. Which means for 8 numbers, average is going to be 45. Okay. Now what question is saying, what is the sum of different set of 5 consecutive numbers? There are like one more set of 5 consecutive numbers whose lowest number is 20 less than the average of set A. Average of set A is 45. Now for these 5 numbers, lowest number is going to be 20 less than this number, average of set A. Average of set A is 45, 20 less means 45 minus 20, this is going to be 25. If this is going to be 25, what question is saying? What is the sum of these 5 numbers? Sum of these 5 numbers means, for these numbers, average is 27. Average is 27 means, sum means 27 into 5, answer is 135. Okay, next question. The sum of average of first set of 9 consecutive even numbers and second set of 11 consecutive odd numbers is 107. If the smallest even number is 34, find the largest odd number. We are asked to find what is the largest odd number. In this question, it was mentioned there are 2 sets. First set is nothing but set of 9 consecutive even numbers, and second set is nothing but set of 11 consecutive odd numbers. For both of these, average is nothing but 107. And one more point it was mentioned, in the even numbers, the smallest number is 34. And we are asked to find what is the highest odd number. That was your question. If you are able to understand the question clearly, then solving this question will become really simple. Okay. So look here. So first we have 9 set of consecutive even numbers. Yes or no? 9 set of consecutive even numbers. For this, and we have 11 consecutive odd numbers. 11 consecutive odd numbers. For both of these combined together, average is nothing but 107. Yes or no? And we have one more point saying that the smallest even number is 34. If you observe here, how many even numbers we have? We have 9 consecutive even numbers. For 9 consecutive even numbers, how many gaps we'll have? For 9 numbers, you're going to have 8 gaps. Yes or no? This is what we have learned. For 9 numbers, you'll have 8 gaps. Now, in this, smallest number is how much? Smallest number is 34. If smallest number is 34, can I say what is the average of these 9 numbers? Average of these 9 numbers is nothing but, as it is 8 gaps, I already told you, whenever you have consecutive even numbers or consecutive odd numbers, if you need to find the highest number, then add the number of gaps value. If you need to find the smallest number, subtract the number of gaps value. That is what I have told. As you have 8 gaps, directly add 8. Why? Because it's even number. So 34 plus 8, it is nothing but 42. Which means 9 consecutive even numbers average is nothing but how much? 9 consecutive even numbers average is 42. Plus, what is the average of these 11 consecutive odd numbers? We does not know. Let us assume it as x. Both of them combined together, average is nothing but 107. From this, can I say what is the value of x? Value of x is nothing but 107 minus 42, that is nothing but 65. Which means average of 11 consecutive odd numbers. Average of 11 consecutive odd numbers is 65. Now what is your question? Your question is to find what is the highest number. Very simple. For this 11 consecutive odd numbers, average is nothing but 65. If average is 65, we are asked to find highest number. What is the highest number? If you observe the question clearly, for 11 numbers, how many gaps you will have? For 11 numbers, you are going to have 10 gaps. Yes or no? For 11 numbers, you are going to have 10 gaps. As it is odd number, if you need to find highest number, then what you need to do? You need to directly add number of gaps. That is what I have told you. As average is 65 and number of gaps is 10, directly add number of gaps. Number of gaps is 10, so directly add 10. 65 plus 10, we can say that answer is going to be 75. So answer for this question is 75. Very, very simple question. But if you are able to understand the question, then it's like simple. If you are unable to understand the question, then even this question is going to look complicated. Okay? I will explain you one more time. Just observe here carefully. We have 9 numbers. For 9 consecutive even numbers, number of gaps will be 8 gaps. If smallest number is 34, average is going to be 34 plus 8. Why? Because 8 gaps and it is even number. So directly add plus 8. You will come to know what is average. Average is 42. Which means for these 9 consecutive numbers, average is 42. 42 plus average of 11 consecutive odd numbers is equal to 107. From this, average of 11 consecutive odd numbers is 65. If average is 65, we need to find highest number. For 11 numbers, number of gaps will be 10 gaps. As it is odd numbers, directly add 10 to get the highest number. 65 plus 10, answer is going to be 75. Okay, let us discuss the next pattern of questions. Before discussing the next pattern of questions, first I will explain you the concept and then followed by questions. So observe here carefully. Okay. Let us example, there are 4 persons A, B, C and D. Now each of them have some apples. Let us say A have 7 apples with him, B have 3 apples with him and C have 4 apples with him and D have 6 apples with him. Now if I ask you what is the average of all these persons, when I ask you what is the average of all these persons, sum of apples is nothing but 7 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6. That is nothing but 20. And number of persons is nothing but 4. Now we can say that average is nothing but 5. Yes or no? Now what I am going to do is like, when I am trying to add 1 apple for each of them, if I am going to add 1 apple for each of them, 7 plus 1, now it is going to be 8. Yes or no? Similarly, for this fellow also, 3 plus 1, it is going to be 4. Similarly, for this fellow also, 4 plus 1, it is going to be 5. Similarly, for this fellow also, 6 plus 1, it is going to be 7. Now, if I try to calculate the average, 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 5 is nothing but 17. 17 plus 7 is nothing but 24. Now 24 divided by number of persons are 4. So we can say that average is nothing but 6. Now if you have observed here, if each person is increased by 1, then average is also increased by 1. Yes or no? If I increase each of them by 1, average also gets increased by 1. Yes or no? Similarly, observe here one more time carefully. Let us example, now instead of adding, what I am going to do is like, I am going to multiply the number of apples. Now what I am going to do is like, I am going to multiply each of their apples for 2 times. Now what happened? If I multiply each of them by 2 times, 7 2 times it is going to be 14. Similarly, 3 2 times it is going to be 6. 4 2 times it is going to be 8. 6 2 times it is going to be 12. Which means what I am trying to do is, I am multiplying the number of apples for 2 times. For each of them, I am multiplying it for 2 times. When I multiply it for 2 times and when I try to calculate the average, look here, 14 plus 6 is nothing but 20. 20 plus 20 is nothing but 40. So 40 divided by 4. 40 divided by 4 is nothing but 10. Which means initial average is 5 and now the average is 10. Which means the present average is 2 times the previous average. Now why this has happened? Why this has happened means, when I am trying to multiply each of them by 2, then average is also multiplied by 2. So what I can conclude is, whenever you are trying to increase each and every number by 1, average increases by 1. When I try to decrease each and every number by 3, then average also decreases by 3. If I try to multiply each and every number with 4, then average also multiplies with 4. When I try to divide each and every number by 5, then average is also divided by 5. So what I can conclude from here is, whatever I am going to do for each and every number, the same thing is going to be reflected in my average. Okay, this is like very important and easy point which you have to recognize. Okay, based upon this, now I am going to solve these questions. Observe here carefully. Very simple concept. Okay, so whatever you are trying to do for each and every number, the same thing is going to happen for average. Look here, what question is saying? Average of 10 numbers is 12. So there are like 10 numbers. 10 numbers average is 12. If each number is multiplied by 7, then the average of new set of numbers is. Look here, very simple. There are some numbers average is 12. If I multiply each and every number by 7, then average also multiplies by 7. Then average multiplied by 7, the new average is nothing but 84, which is like fourth option. Very simple and easy concept. Okay, let us look at the next question. What next question is saying? 4 years ago, the average age of A, B, C, D was 45 years. What would be their age after 5 years? Look here, this is very simple. Initially, it is saying like 4 years ago. 4 years ago, average age of ABCD is how much? 45 years. Now what they are asking, what would be their age after 5 years? After 5 years, what is their average age? That was your question, after 5 years. Yes or no? If you observe here, 4 years back, average is 45. Now, from 4 years back to after 5 years, difference is how much? Difference is 9. Why? Because this is 4 years back. From 4 years back to I need to come to present. Again from present to I need to go 5 years front. So 4 plus 5 total I have 9 years. Which means A is increased by 9 years, B is increased by 9 years, C is increased by 9 years, D is increased by 9 years. If each and every person age is increased by 9 years, then average also increases by 9 years. So 45 plus 9, we can say that average after 5 years is nothing but 54 years. Very simple and easy question. Each and every person increased by 9 years, 9 years, 9 years. Then average also increases by 9 years. That's it. Okay. Let us look at the next question. What is the next one? The average of 9z numbers is 12z. If 4z minus 2 is subtracted from each, then the new average is. So what it is saying? 9z numbers average is how much? 12z is the average. Now what it is saying? For each number I am going to subtract 4z minus 2. For each number, if I am going to subtract 4z minus 2, average also gets subtracted by 4z minus 2. So this reason actual average is 12z. If I am going to subtract each number by 4z minus 2, average also gets subtracted by 4z minus 2. Then what is the new average means? Calculate new average is going to be 12z minus 4z plus 2. So 12z minus 4z is nothing but 8z plus 2. So new average is nothing but 8z plus 2, which is like option 2. So simple concept. If 9z numbers is 12z, if each number is going to be subtracted by 4z minus 2, then average also gets subtracted by 4z minus 2. So this is 12z minus 4z minus 2. When you calculate this, it is going to be 8z plus 2. Let us look at the next one. The man find average of some observations. When he divide each observation by 10, the mean becomes, mean or average both are like same. Already I have told you. The mean becomes 30. Find the initial average. So initially average is, let us say, A. Now what happened? Each number is divided by how much? Each number is divided by 10. If each number is divided by 10, average is also divided by 10. When average is divided by 10, we came to know that new average is going to be 30. Now your question is, what is the previous average? So previous average is nothing but 30 into 10. So 30 into 10, that is nothing but 300. Yes or no? So answer is 300. So previous average is 300. When I divide each and every number by 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, average also gets divided by 10. So when it is divided by 10, 300 converts to 30. Okay. Let us look at the next one. What is your next question? The average of 6 numbers is 32. If each of the first 3 numbers, increased by 2 and each of the remaining 3 numbers is decreased by 4, then new average is. Even this is like simple question. Total how many numbers you have? 6 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 numbers. Now what question is saying? Out of these 6 numbers, first 3 numbers is increased. First 3 numbers is increased by 2, which means each and every number is increased by 2. Similarly, the remaining 3 numbers is decreased by 4. So remaining 3 numbers, what happened? Remaining 3 numbers is decreased by 4. Then what is the new average? That is your question. Okay. So observe here carefully. If each number is increased by 2, then for 3 numbers it is going to be 2 into 3 plus 6. Similarly, if each number is decreased by 4, then for 3 numbers it is going to be 4 into 3, 12. As it is decreased, now this is going to be minus 12. Now if you look here, this is plus 6, this is minus 12. Overall, I am going to get minus 6, which means I am going to get 6 less. Now this 6 less has to be distributed for all of them. Why? Because average is nothing but equal distribution. If I distribute this 6 to all of them means total how many numbers you have? Total how many numbers you have means total 6 numbers. For the 6 numbers, if I am going to distribute this 6, then it is going to be 1 less. Why? Because I am going to get 6 less. Now the 6 less has distributed for all the 6 numbers. Then what happened? Each and every number is going to be decreased by 1, 1, 1, 1. Which means average decreases by 1. If average decreases by 1, initial average is 32. When it decreases by 1, new average is nothing but 31. This is also very simple question. But what happened here is like first 3 numbers increased by 2, last 3 numbers decreased by 4. Now overall if you calculate, you are going to get 6 less. Now this 6 has to be distributed for all the 6%. When the 6 is distributed for all the 6%, each of them decreases by 1. If each of them decreases by 1, average also decreases by 1. Let us look at the next one. The average of 50 numbers is 38. If 2 numbers, namely 45 and 55 are discarded. Discarded, the meaning is like removed. Okay. The average of the remaining numbers. We are asked you to find what is the average of remaining numbers. This is like very simple question. How many numbers you have? 50 numbers. For these 50 numbers, average is how much? 38. When I say average is 38, each and every number should be 38, 38, 38, 38. But one question is saying 2 numbers are discarded. What are those 2 numbers? 2 numbers are, one is 45 and other is 55. If you look here, 45 plus 55 is 100. Yes or no? But actually, if 2 numbers are discarded, as per our opinion, if average is 38, each and every number should be 38, 38, 38. So, the numbers, whatever that are going to be removed, should be 38, 38. So, 38 plus 38 should be 76. Actually, as per the question, if 2 numbers are discarded, if 2 numbers are discarded, 38 plus 38, 76 should be discarded. But unfortunately, in this question, the numbers are not 38, 38, the numbers are 45 and 55. So 100 is discarded, which means it is more. 100 is more than 76. How much more than 76? 24 more than 76. So now this 24 was taken extra by those 2%. Which means now this 24 deficit has to be distributed for all the remaining percents. So all the remaining percents means out of this 50%, already 2 numbers left. 2 numbers left means we have only 48 numbers. Now this 48 numbers average should be 38 minus, we are getting 24 less. Now this 24 has to be distributed. This 24 has to be distributed for all the 48 numbers. So this is going to be 24 by 48, that is 0.5. So we can say that new average or the remaining numbers average is nothing but 37.5. This is like very simple. Just use the concept of equal distribution. If we use the concept of equal distribution, here we have 50 numbers where average is 38. So each number should be 38, 38, 38, 38. But unfortunately, 2 numbers are discarded. Those numbers are 45 and 55. Truly speaking, if 2 numbers are leaving, as per our concept, those numbers should be 38, 38. But unfortunately, those numbers are not 38, 38. Those numbers are 45, 55, which is 45 plus 55, 100. But actually, as per the average, those 2 numbers should be 38 plus 38, 76. Now actually, if 2 numbers are discarded, sum should be 76. But here, when 2 numbers are discarded, sum is 100, which is 24 more. As this 24 more has been went out, this 24 has to be distributed for all the remaining persons. Why? Because we are getting 24 less. The reason is these 2 numbers are taking 24 extra. So when we distribute the 24 to all the remaining persons are 48. So 24 by 48, which is 0.5. So average is getting decreased by 0.5. So we can say that new average is going to be 38 minus 0.5, 37.5. Okay, let us look at the next one.
ఎస్ఎస్సి జీడీకి సంబంధించి చూడండి 39,000కి పైగా వేకెన్సీస్తో నోటిఫికేషన్ పడింది. 10th క్లాస్ ఎలిజిబిలిటీ ఉన్న విద్యార్థులు అందరూ కూడా దీనికి అప్లై చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇది ఒక మంచి అవకాశం. ఎగ్జామినేషన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం, తెలుగు మీడియం, రెండు మీడియంస్లో జరుగుద్ది. దీనికి సంబంధించిన కంప్లీట్ కోర్స్ మనం లాంచ్ చేశాము. ఈ కోర్సులో మీకు కంప్లీట్ సిలబస్ అంతా కూడా కవర్ చేయబోతున్నాము. యాజ్ పర్ ద నోటిఫికేషన్ సిలబస్ మొత్తం కవర్ అవుద్ది. దీంట్లో మీకు రీజనింగ్ కవర్ అవుద్ది, మ్యాథ్స్ కవర్ అవుద్ది, జనరల్ అవేర్నెస్ అండ్ జనరల్ నాలెడ్జ్ కవర్ అవుద్ది, అలానే ఇంగ్లీష్ కూడా కవర్ అవుద్ది అనమాట. మొత్తం సిలబస్ అంతా కవర్ చేస్తూ ఈ బ్యాచ్ మనం లాంచ్ చేశాము. దీంట్లో మీకు క్లాసెస్ ఉంటాయి, ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉంటాయి, పీడిఎఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఎగ్జామ్స్లో కూడా టాపిక్ వైజ్ ఫుల్ లెంత్ 2 ఎగ్జామ్స్ కూడా మీకు పెట్టడం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి కేవలం 2,000 రూపాయలకి ఆఫర్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది. ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు సీరియస్గా ఎగ్జామినేషన్ క్రాక్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారో ఈసారి ఎస్ఎస్సి జీడీ ఎగ్జామినేషన్, వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఎగ్జామినేషన్ అప్లై చేసుకోండి. మీరు డెఫినెట్గా క్రాక్ చేయాలనుకుంటే కనుక చందన్ యాప్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకుని దీనిలో కోర్సులో జాయిన్ అవ్వచ్చు. కావాల్సిన డెమో క్లాస్ ఫ్రీగా ఉంటే ఫ్రీ డెమో క్లాస్ కూడా వినొచ్చు. మన స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆల్రెడీ లాస్ట్ టైం ప్రీవియస్గా జరిగిన ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్లో మన స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆల్రెడీ చాలామంది ఎస్ఎస్సి జీడీలో సెలెక్ట్ చేసి ఆల్రెడీ జాబ్స్ కూడా చేస్తున్నారు. నెక్స్ట్ ఆర్ఆర్బీకి సంబంధించి ఆర్ఆర్బీ ఎన్టీపీసీ స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ మన దగ్గర అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది. ఈ ఎన్టీపీసీ స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్లో మనం CBT 1, CBT 2 రెండు కలిపి చెప్పడం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు ఎన్టీపీసీకి సంబంధించి ప్రిపేర్ అవబోతున్నారో, ఎందుకంటే మనకి ఒక నెక్స్ట్ 4 డేస్లో ఎన్టీపీసీ నోటిఫికేషన్ కూడా వచ్చింది. సీరియస్గా ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు ఎన్టీపీసీ ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారో వాళ్ళందరికీ కూడా దానికి సంబంధించిన కంప్లీట్ కోర్స్ మనం లాంచ్ చేశాము. ఈ కోర్స్ మీకు ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం, తెలుగు మీడియం, రెండు మీడియంస్లో కూడా అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంటుంది. దీనికి సంబంధించిన కంప్లీట్ కోర్స్ 2,250 రూపీస్కి మనం ఆఫర్లో ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. అలానే ఎస్ఎస్సి CGL సంబంధించి టైర్ 2కి ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు ప్రిపేర్ అవబోతున్నారో ఎస్ఎస్సి CGL సంబంధించి టైర్ 2కి సంబంధించి మనం కంప్లీట్గా స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ లాంచ్ చేయబోతున్నాము. టైర్ 2కి ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యే విద్యార్థుల కోసం ఈ కోర్స్ మనకి 2,250 రూపీస్కి ఆఫర్లో అవైలబిలిటీ ఉందన్నమాట. దీంట్లో కంప్లీట్గా మొత్తం అన్ని కూడా మనం కవర్ చేయడంతో పాటు లేటెస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్స్ని కూడా మనం లైవ్లో డిస్కస్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. నెక్స్ట్ ఎస్ఎస్సి MTS స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వాలనుకుంటున్నారో ఎస్ఎస్సి MTS స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ ఉంది. ఈ బ్యాచ్ మనకి 2,250 రూపాయలకి కంప్లీట్ కోర్స్ అనేది మనకి ఆఫర్లో అవైలబిలిటీ ఉందన్నమాట. అలానే ఎస్ఎస్సి స్టెనోగ్రాఫర్ సంబంధించి ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యే విద్యార్థుల కోసం ఎస్ఎస్సి స్టెనో స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ ఉంది. కంప్లీట్ సిలబస్ అంతా కూడా కవర్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. మొత్తం దీంట్లో సిలబస్తో పాటు మొత్తం ఎగ్జామ్స్ మెటీరియల్స్ అన్ని కూడా ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. ఆర్ఆర్బీ జేఈ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వాలనుకునే విద్యార్థుల కోసం ఆర్ఆర్బీ జేఈ స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ ఉంది. ఈ స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్లో మీకు కంప్లీట్ సిలబస్ మొత్తం అంతా కూడా కవర్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. దీంట్లో మీకు క్లాసెస్ ఉంటాయి, టాపిక్ వైజ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఫుల్ లెంత్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉంటాయి, పీడిఎఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్ కూడా ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. ఈ కోర్స్ మీకు ఆఫర్లో 2,250 రూపీస్కి ఆఫర్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది. అండ్ IBPS PO ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారు IBPS PO ప్రిలిమ్స్ మెయిన్స్ రెండు కలిపి మన దగ్గర స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ ఉంది. ఇది 2,250 రూపీస్కి ఆఫర్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది అనమాట. కంప్లీట్ IBPS PO సంబంధించిన కంప్లీట్ సిలబస్ కూడా మనం కవర్ చేయబోతున్నాం. అండ్ బ్యాంక్ ఎగ్జామ్ సంబంధించి ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు రాయబోతున్నారో వాళ్ళ కోసం బ్యాంక్ మహాప్యాక్ ఉంది. ఈ బ్యాంక్ మహాప్యాక్లో మీకు అన్ని బ్యాంక్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ లో మొత్తం అంతా కూడా కవర్ చేస్తూ ఈ బ్యాంక్ మహాప్యాక్ కూడా మన దగ్గర అవైలబిలిటీ ఉందన్నమాట. అలానే రైల్వే పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారో ALP స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ ఉంది, టెక్నీషియన్ స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ ఉంది. అలానే అన్ని బ్యాంక్ ఎగ్జామ్స్, అన్ని SSC ఎగ్జామ్స్, అన్ని రైల్వే ఎగ్జామ్స్ రాయాలనుకున్న వాళ్ళ కోసం బ్యాంక్ SSC రైల్వే కాంబో ప్యాక్ ఉంది. ఈ కాంబో ప్యాక్ లో మొత్తం మీకు అన్ని సబ్జెక్ట్స్ కూడా కవర్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. దీంట్లో మీకు అర్థమెటిక్, రీజనింగ్, అడ్వాన్స్ మ్యాథ్స్, ఇంగ్లీష్, హిస్టరీ, జోగ్రఫీ, పాలిటీ, ఎకానమీ, ఫిజిక్స్, బయాలజీ, కెమిస్ట్రీ, స్ట్రాటజీ, కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్, కంప్యూటర్ అవేర్నెస్ మొత్తం అన్ని కూడా కవర్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. దీంట్లో మీకు మొత్తం అన్ని ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం జరుగుద్ది. ఇందులో మీకు ప్రతి సబ్జెక్ట్ సంబంధించిన బెస్ట్ ఫ్యాకల్టీస్ క్లాస్ చెప్తారు. ఇందులో మీకు ప్రతి సబ్జెక్ట్ సంబంధించి పీడిఎఫ్ మెటీరియల్ ఉంటుంది, టాపిక్ వైజ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఫుల్ లెంత్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉంటాయి, అన్ని కూడా ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. ఇందులో మీకు సుమారుగా 850 గంటల పైన క్లాస్ ఉంటాయి. ఇది మీకు ఆఫర్లో 4,500 రూపీస్కి ప్రిలిమ్స్ మెయిన్స్ రెండు కలిపి కోర్స్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది. ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం, తెలుగు మీడియం రెండు మీడియంలో కూడా క్లాస్ అనేది సపరేట్గా అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది అనమాట. అండ్ ఎస్ఎస్సీ అన్ని ఎగ్జామ్స్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ఎస్ఎస్సీ స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ మన దగ్గర ఉన్నాయి. అలానే బ్యాంక్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను, బ్యాంక్ మహాప్యాక్ ఉంది. నెక్స్ట్ గ్రూప్స్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ విద్యార్థులు ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారు. గ్రూప్స్ స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ మనకి 899 రూపీస్కి ఏపీ వాళ్ళకి తెలంగాణ వాళ్ళు సపరేట్ బ్యాచ్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం, తెలుగు మీడియం రెండు మీడియంలో కూడా క్లాస్ అనేది సపరేట్గా అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది అనమాట. అలానే ఎస్ఐ కానిస్టేబుల్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు ఏపీ తెలంగాణలో సపరేట్గా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వాలనుకున్నారో వాళ్ళ కోసం ఎస్ఐ కానిస్టేబుల్ స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ ఉన్నాయి. ఏపీ వాళ్ళకి సపరేట్ ఉంది, తెలంగాణ సపరేట్ ఉంది. ఈ బ్యాచ్ మీకు 2,100 రూపాయలకి ఆఫర్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది అనమాట. అలానే అర్థమెటిక్, రీజనింగ్, అడ్వాన్స్ మ్యాథ్స్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో అన్ని కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్ దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకుని ఎవరైతే ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారో వాళ్ళ కోసం స్పెషల్ బ్యాచ్ అనమాట. దీనిలో మొత్తం 3 సబ్జెక్ట్స్ కూడా నేను చెప్పబోతున్నాను. బేసిక్ లెవెల్ నుంచి చాలా క్లియర్గా, డీటెయిల్డ్గా అందరికీ ఉపయోగపడే విధంగా, ప్రతి ఒక్క నాన్ మ్యాథ్స్ విద్యార్థి కూడా అర్థమయ్యే విధంగా చాలా డీటెయిల్గా, క్లుప్తంగా మనం చెప్పడం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. దీంట్లో అన్ని కూడా చాలా క్లియర్గా, డీటెయిల్గా డిస్కస్ చేయడం జరిగింది. ఇందులో మీకు క్లాసెస్ ఉంటాయి, ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఎగ్జామ్స్ టాపిక్ వైజ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ మొత్తం ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. అలానే పీడిఎఫ్ మెటీరియల్ కూడా ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. ఇది మీకు 1 మంత్, 3 మంత్స్, 6 మంత్స్ అలానే 1 ఇయర్ కోర్స్ అనేది అవైలబిలిటీ ఉందన్నమాట. అలానే ఎవరైతే విద్యార్థులు ఓన్లీ సింగిల్ సబ్జెక్ట్ తీసుకోవాలనుకున్నారో ఏ సింగిల్ సబ్జెక్ట్ అయినా సరే మీకు 999 రూపీస్కి ఆఫర్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంది. ఈ సింగిల్ సబ్జెక్ట్ మీరు తీసుకోవచ్చు. అర్థమైందా? అలా మీకు అన్ని కోర్స్ కూడా ఆఫర్స్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఉన్నాయి. ఈ ఆఫర్స్ అన్నింటినీ కూడా మీరు సద్వినియోగం చేసుకోండి. మీకు ఏం డౌట్స్ ఉంటే కనుక కింద స్కూల్ నెంబర్స్ కాల్ చేయొచ్చు. ఒకవేళ డెమో క్లాస్ వినాలనుకుంటే కనుక ఫ్రీగా చంద్రలో యాప్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకుని డెమో క్లాస్ అన్ని ఫ్రీ కూడా వినొచ్చు.